to Easy to Spell, where the name is easy to spell, and we did it wrong anyway. I'm your Dungeon Master, Andrew, and I'm joined, as always, by our fantabulous cast, beginning with...
Mike, and I play Alder.
I'm Will, and I play O'Relton.
I'm Rachel, and I forgot the order, and I play the Wizard.
Yeah. He's going to act like he's for them. That's
really good. It's really good, actually.
It's a bad job.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
All right, fine. I'm David. I'm back. Gonna be playing Kai today. Let's get going.
We're just gonna jump right. I don't think we have any announcements or anything, right? We can just jump right in.
I believe so. Yeah.
Don't think so.
Okay. So we're coming back in. It is the morning after you dealt with Baba. Kaya, you drifted off for a moment while O'Relton and Alder were filling in Fuldrin on kind of the events that had happened, what had passed. And you nod off for a moment. You feel yourself fall asleep. After a little while, though, a hand shakes you, jolting you awake. Sitting across the fire is an old man. He rests two hands on a walking cane. Clever move. Took me a while to find you.
But you still found me.
In a sense. You know, you can't escape for too long. This trick you've pulled with the Mother of Secrets. Her power has waned more than my master's has. You think you can escape the son of Haran with this deceit?
Wouldn't call it a lie per se, but more of a secret.
Oh, how I've missed dealing with her followers. You love the abstracts. Well, I prefer to deal in absolutes. I will find you beyond just this. You see, stretching back from his shadow, extending and growing into the trees, bright blue eyes begin to flash in the forest behind him. I would run. He can't kill you now, but he can still play with his food. And the man vanishes, and before you, that same goat-headed, 30-foot tall creature of shadow and bone looms over you.
Fuck. And I'm gonna try to bamf out the dog.
Nothing. There's no response. You are, and looking at your hands, you realize your hands are not their normal purple tone. They're the normal pinkish color of a human.
That's not normal.
It points its finger at you, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh yeah, wisdom saving throw. Just I'm so great at those. So that's a 2.
2. You don't take any damage, but you feel as like the left side of your body is just disintegrated, torn apart. And it reforms after a moment, but it's the feeling of you being rent asunder piece by piece before it pulls and the creature takes another step towards you.
Yeah, Kaya's gonna try to bolt, man.
Yeah, you just turn and run into the woods.
Yep.
And it slowly, one step at a time, begins to follow.
Oh, fuck. I'm going to try to do anything to slow it down. So probably not much, but I'm going to... Actually, I'm going to try to cast invisibility on myself.
Magic doesn't reach you. It's very much, you feel like in a dream when the things that are normally so easy to you just don't respond.
Do I have anything on me?
Your clothes, but there's no equipment, any magical items or anything you would have. You were just dressed.
Okay. I'm gonna... At the moment, I'm gonna start looking at anything that looks like an escape or potentially a lidless eye.
Okay, make a survival check.
There are all these wisdom. Oh no. Survival has an 11.
11. You don't see any escape. Nothing that looks... Yeah, nothing like a lidless eye, no doorways, no portals, just endless forest. And you continue to run. And always this thing behind the woods, even though it seems to be taking one step at a time, it's covering more distance with every stride than you do in 100. Slowly, never gaining, but never falling behind. An entire day goes by of
Just
you running and just trying to break through.
So, I mean, Kaya doesn't have the greatest of stamina, so I mean, I feel like he'd get caught a couple times.
Okay, that's if you... and a couple times the thing catches up and rakes its fingers across your back, causing new energy to flood into you. Nothing as significant as that first hit. But as night falls, you find yourself kind of in a clearing. You've lost sight of the creature. And you hear a voice. Come, little one. You were promised. A price must be paid. Echoing through the woods.
And he just won't respond, continued in a pretty high state of panic. Just continue to try to get away.
Just continuing to run.
Survival.
More. Going towards the edge of that grove. Make another survival check.
13.
Continuing on, finding other, what look like deer runs. No way out. No escape. But also no sight of the thing that's been pursuing you. Make a perception. Make a perception check really quick as you're running through these deer trails.
Ooh. That's good. Perception. Okay, so 18.
18. Running through one of these, out of the corner of your eye, you catch there's just a figure, a young man who's just sitting on a log watching. It's the bright gleam of his teeth as he smiles as you run by that are what catch your attention.
Fuck that. Like, are they creepy teeth? Like, are they sharp? Or like,
do you stop to look? It is just like you catch a glimpse of like white and what looks just like a person sitting. But if you're continuing to run, you won't be able to pick up any details. what would be stronger right now, the panic or the curiosity?
Fear. So
you always were better at running away than you were at staying and cleaning up your mess. The voice follows you down the trail.
And he's going to continue to run. Get to a point to where he feels he's at least not being pursued. He's going to stop, look around.
Okay.
List. I don't know if you can hear me, but I need you more now than I've needed in the past few months.
Roll a D100.
I have all my dice, so I'm gonna 54.
54. No response. You feel something, though. Something reaching out to you, but distant. Yes, call out to the mother of shadows and secrets. Long has she stood by my father's side. It's appropriate. She seeks to intercept you in my domain. And stepping from the woods next to you where you've stopped, that goat-headed 30-foot tall figure reaches out and his fingers wrap around your torso and he lifts you face to face with him.
Fuck it. Have at me.
Not so easy. And he reaches out and grabs one of your arms, like between his fingers, and just pulls your arm off. I can hurt you, but not kill you here. She is weak, weaker than me. And he pulls off one of your other arms. Something of his has grasped onto your mind and won't let you lose consciousness in this realm.
Jesus. Well, then Kaya just proceeds to scream. I don't... What kind of roll is that?
No, you don't have to make a roll for that. But as you scream for a moment and the pain vanishes and your arms are back, and he's just holding you. And he goes, I have been offered something. Something that is between you, me, and another. I can take your curse from you. And he sets you down in front of him. Do you accept?
You can take my curse.
Aye. Another wishes to lay claim to your life and has offered his in exchange.
I'm sure. It's Isaac, isn't it?
He's here. Have you not seen him? He's taking
heard him.
joy in watching this unfold.
Well, then he can continue to take joy. Because I won't trade his life for mine.
You mortals are so interesting. He looks up and you realize the sky is growing dark and cracks are appearing. Our time grows short. I will break this alteration she's made. And he reaches and just drives one finger into your chest where that mark would normally be and twists it. Until then, expect more of these visits. And he pushes you to the ground. And with a jolt, you awake. Screaming in the back of a cart as you sit bolt upright.
He's here, isn't he? He's not here? Is this am I...
No, he just left. Oh, you don't mean the dude with the blue mustache. Who?
So who did he say he was? He was the was he a servant of Haran, or he was a
Son of Haran?
The son of Haran. The son of Haran. The son of Haran kind of found me.
The son?
I don't know. You remember a while back I told you about the goat head and the demon thing following me in my dreams?
Yeah, I remember.
That's what this was. For a whole day I ran. It chased. It ripped me to pieces several times. Honestly, it came to a point where I just wanted to die.
Orelton, you see the front of Kaya's shirt is wet, not with just sweat, but blood is beginning to pool.
Can I just pull it down?
Yeah,
Just
and there
enough
is
to
just,
see.
it looks like a massive fingernail just pressed, just breaking the skin, and just a trickle of blood is running down across the mark.
Yeah, I believe you. And I'll rustle in my bag for some variety of cloth or gauze or whatever and start touching them up. Bauer, I thought you said that we were running from Haran.
Well, I thought so too. But, I mean, his son is, I would imagine, is a servant of him.
Sure, and servants usually don't. And Relton gets like kind of this side grin. Don't carry as much power as their masters.
Yeah, well, let's just hope Haran's not stronger.
Maybe that he doesn't know that his son's doing this. That seems like wiggle room to me. And he's still touching him up.
He did offer me out of the curse.
I imagine he wants you to sell somebody else, though, right?
Actually, somebody's already offered.
Great. I didn't think we were going to solve this problem so soon.
No. It was Isaac.
Your brother? The one that killed you?
Yeah.
We need a little bit more on that. Doesn't seem like the kind of guy to throw himself on the tracks.
He's trading something. I don't know what it is, but he's got to be trading something. Power for me? I don't know. Sorry.
So let me get this straight. You have assassins chasing you, a god after you, and the son of the god just offered to solve both problems.
Wouldn't solve the problems. Might only make them worse.
You're right on the money, Elder, but Bauer loses his brother in the process.
The one who's trying to kill him.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
I don't think I'd survive if I did take that anyway. Isaac could make it his mission to destroy me.
Kaya, part of the dream kind of comes back, and the words that Ithis used were trading his life because yours is promised to him. The offer was Isaac wants the ability to absolutely end you and is willing to trade his own life for it.
Gotcha. So yeah, he's looking to trade his own life for mine.
So it solves one problem, I guess, not the other.
Oh, unfortunately, he did say he could reach me this way again.
Like every time you sleep, you think?
I don't know.
So we're gonna carry your ass around all the time?
I don't know. He's gonna kind of, after explaining it, he's gonna kind of flush out a little bit and just kind of sit quietly.
Well,
By the way, did I get a long rest?
yeah, you slept for you actually slept
All
for I
right.
think it's 4 days.
Yeah.
Did I though? Did I?
Yeah, is it restful though?
You are physically rested. That's
right.
you don't have to take it, but this was all none of this actually happened. The only returning mark is just that cut. Again, didn't feel like it's not significant enough to take even a health point. It was just a little bit of
All in
carryover.
Alder's gonna reach over and like tap him on the shoulder now that he's gone quiet and just say, well then, I guess we need to find a way to wake you up when these things happen.
So the first thing you notice is when you touch him, he immediately like just shakes, jolts. I'm trying to think of the word, and for some reason it's gone.
Just pulls back.
Cringes.
Yep.
Lynch.
Flinches. There it is. Flinch. But yeah,
Well, hitting the stars.
he just shakes his head, and that's it.
How far are we away from Palengrove at the moment?
Probably another day and a half, 2 days.
You'll have to remind me. What are we going to Palengrove for?
It's the witch said that there was a mountain there, which is the next step into finding the World Forge.
Right.
Continuing the rest of the day, you're able to cover a good bit of distance with the cart, traveling together. If there's anything you'd like to discuss, otherwise, you
I'd
make
say
it all
like
way
maybe 6 more hours in after Bauer wakes up. O'Relton's sitting next to Foldrin at the front of the cart, and he'll just kind of lean back, look over his shoulder. So don't read too much into this, Bauer, but I imagine you're not feeling particularly giddy right now, particularly silly by any chance?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. He just goes back to looking straight ahead.
Folder just leans and goes, like that's gonna probably bite you in the ass pretty sooner than later.
It will be worth it.
Trust you.
Oh no.
Continue on. Evening sets in. You're able to make camp. Is there anything you'd like to discuss amongst yourselves or with Folderin before going to bed?
I don't think so.
Night falls. However your watch is set up at one point, when O'Relton and Kai are both asleep.
Nope. Kai doesn't sleep.
Kai doesn't sleep?
Nope.
Okay. So O'Relton, when you fall asleep, you find yourself in a comfortable void. And in front of you appears just a young woman, maybe early 20s in how she appears. But her face is just always shadowed. You can't make out details. Kaya has been through a lot.
So he says.
The one who hunts him has taken our interference as a challenge, I think.
Speaking of the one who hunts him, are we not standing in the way of Haran at the moment? Is it his son we're fighting?
Haran has been near a mindless beast for aeons. His domains, those of monsters, of hunger and devouring, have passed to his sons. A piece of him was locked away. But if this is the devouring one, it's him who consumes the souls of those that are marked. Haran lives, but he lives an existence like that of a beast. He has long since rescinded to his domain of ash and fire.
So
It is those that worship him and Shaith, and me in part, that you stand against.
you in part. We're against our own?
Not so much. They are my followers in their interpretation only. I gain no strength from them, for they have fully misconstrued what I am about. They think that we of the Pack Sworn were of like minds and desires. But in truth, Haran sought to consume the world, and Shaith sought to remake it. I was simply shunned by those deities of light. Many see secrets and lies as negative things to be avoided. I would not have you stand with their ilk. But watch over Kaya. I will do what I can to shelter him. What power you and he have bestowed upon me, I will repay in kind, as best I can. But there will be times when this will break through to his mind. That mark connects them.
Our only path to pursue at the moment is the stronger you are, the harder it is for him to break through.
For a time, he will whittle away at it. Eventually, I hope to be able to protect him until you and he and your allies and companions are strong enough to stand against the son of a god.
Not a steep ask at all.
The quest you've taken upon yourself, I feel, is one where many more such dangers will present themselves.
That's a fair point.
Our time is fleeting. I can answer maybe one other question you may have.
Is there any way that you're aware of to restore Alder's tree?
There might be. I will seek this. It is something not known to me, for it is newer than when I first went away. I'll explore it. If I can, I will give you the aid.
If anyone can uncover that, I believe it to be you.
Sleep well, my champion.
And Overelton will just close his eyes.
She fades, leaving you to dream in the void. I don't know what Gabi would dream of. I imagine power. You find yourself
malevolence.
Gabi, you dream and you find yourself in a room
It's a
full
dream
of
or a nightmare, and I'll let you know. But
you find yourself in a great library filled with tomes that you know are yours. You can't read them,
can't read them.
but you've got them.
That's awesome.
All they're saying for you, just normal dreams, nothing out of the ordinary. Kaias, you don't sleep. And you make a Constitution saving throw. +5, because you are within 30 feet of Orelton, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably. A lot.
A lot?
Yeah, that's 29.
Okay, yep. You stave off exhaustion. You're still tired, but not to the point that it's affecting you mechanically. When you all wake up in the morning, Foldrin is the first one up. He has, from his pack, apparently, is putting forth like a full breakfast with sausage and eggs. He has a whole chicken on a rotisserie over a roaring fire. The fire is a full, like, steel and stone, like, fire pit with an iron rotisserie.
Blacksmith and a chef, huh?
Well, you can't really make a good sword if you're hungry. But it turns out the same tool, and he pats like a pouch at his hip. It allows me to store my tools, lets me carry around some what I call necessities. And he puts a overflowing plate on Kai's lap. He goes, and sometimes this is the only support I can offer. Taps you on the
Thank
shoulder. Help yourselves.
Orelton dives in.
Yeah, and it's good. It's not like you've had better. If you were to go to an actual like tavern with a professional chef, the food would be better. But something about a hot meal while out on the road.
Gabi eats bones and all. Like, everything.
Biting through them.
Cracks them open. Like, awful noises. Even those that don't have like misophonia are like.
Kaya picks through and eats a little bit, but doesn't eat a ton.
Okay.
You can eat the rest of that.
Doesn't take it, Czar.
Doesn't even take more than like a slight nod no and is pulling your food away.
Oh, you
Mike,
are muted,
muted.
Mike.
Coughing. Alder pulls his plate just a little closer.
Licks the plate.
Anything you want to discuss on the final, most of a day's journey into Palengrove?
Can't think of anything.
Zara, how far are you planning on coming with us? Not that we don't love your company, he says as they crack open a bone and suck out the marrow.
Rachel.
Sorry. Czar does not hit my brain. You're gonna have to say wizard.
I assumed this was
You know
Zara
what?
just being like having an existential crisis.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I thought you were actually in character doing that.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah.
Just sit and stare.
I mean, you're welcome.
What else would
I'm
I
just-
do?
It's as good a question as any.
You need a wizard.
Yeah, certainly help, but I don't know if there's a lot of power to be gained in the direction we're going. Not in the ways you're thinking, at least.
Well, he said something about being chased by a god. I could steal that god's power.
Yeah. Okay.
You are almighty.
Yeah. So, Kyle, we'll just use you as bait.
Thanks, Czar. Appreciate that.
It's weird. That's you never realize how much a goblin absolutely housing like a chicken drumstick sounds like your arm being pulled off.
Gonna step away.
Okay. You have less than a day's journey left to Palengrove. Kind of mid-afternoon is when you realize the trees go from being pine trees and that normal deciduous forest to aspens. Only aspens. And the forest becomes white as you enter what is a very pale grove, as this massive aspen forest stretches in front of you. In the distance, you see a single tower of this bright cyan glass. Several smoke plumes from chimneys. You realize you're getting close to the city. On the road, you see more and more travelers leaving. It goes from kind of this dirt, semi-trod path to paved stone.
As they get closer to town, before they start to like really hit lots of people, Wizard is gonna lean over to Orelton and go, "Were you trying to get rid of me? 'Cause
No,
I'll go."
I'm not trying to get rid of you at all. Just, I know what Alder's doing here. I know too much about what Bauer's doing here. Just trying to figure out if you need help too.
You guys are the first ones that were nice to me, so
Was a pretty
like
cool
to
descent
say.
from the trees.
yeah, I'm powerful, and that power scares people.
It did us. And I will again ruffle their little tufts of hair.
The
That's
city
what I-
comes in. Oh,
I was gonna say I just want to kind of keep an eye out and like see if we see any mountains that may have fit a description that we heard about, like in the distance or east or west.
Yeah, me
or-
too.
as you are kind of coming out of the tree line, as it thins, you see in the distance there's one massive mountain. Palengrove, the city is built kind of at the base of it, to the point like in the clouds. That's where the peak like disappears. You cannot make out the top of this mountain.
Well, that seems like a mountain.
Right,
Maybe
you don't
looking for-
fucking say.
Are there, like, clearly that is the biggest mountain around, but is it just like that mountain in like plains?
Yeah,
Or there
it is
foothills
just
around
that,
it?
and then very flat. Like there's some hills and everything, but it is mostly like you're just make out trees in every direction. There is no wall around Palengrove either. Just numerous roads kind of going in and out.
Still staring up the mountain, Orelton says back to Alder, yeah, you think she could have just said the mountain around Palengrove. I don't see another mountain around here.
Well, I mean, she did make us go through numerous riddles, so she doesn't seem like one to just be forthright.
Guy can dream.
Make a what is this? This is a wisdom saving throw for everybody, or a perception check.
Those two don't seem
Or-
similar.
or both. You don't have to make the perception check, is what I mean.
Okay.
You have
and
to
a
make
plus-
the wisdom saving throw.
+5 for anybody within 10 feet of me.
Okay.
Ooh.
22.
30.
14.
Anybody who got above a 20, as you come within about 100 meters or so of kind of the outermost rim of buildings, you recognize and can choose, if you desire, to obfuscate your surface level thoughts. Anybody below that, do you have any intent on killing or hurting any people in Palengrove?
I would say
No?
immediate intent.
No, yeah, I mean,
Like,
for
are you
purposes,
being
yeah.
like, these people look rich, I could probably kill a couple of them and get a bunch of stuff? Or do they look tasty?
Steal.
Oh no.
Rachel, give me more about that. What are Gabi's thoughts right now? Like surface level seeing.
That's shiny. I want it. I take it. It's mine. How do I
Okay.
do that?
Did anybody make perception checks?
Nope, but I probably should.
Okay.
13 for me, though.
13. Okay. That's none of you notice anything.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. Do any of you have blind sight, true sight, anything like that?
No.
Magical item, just making sure.
Just
Double
gonna
checking.
have to
Double
go-
checking.
Have to
Okay.
go get Gabi out of the local prison.
No, nothing stops you guys. Nothing intercepts you. Gabi, you have this strange feeling though that you're being watched.
I don't do anything yet because I feel like if I'm being watched,
Yeah, no, you just have this odd feeling that like that tickling on the back of your neck that you feel like you're being watched.
I don't like it here.
How come?
It's too eyebally.
That's just a disconcerting thing to say. Right. There are a few merchants that I'd like to visit in town just to make sure I'm stocked up on the things I need. There's a fountain at the city square at the base of that tower, and he points at the big cyan glass tower. He goes, I'll meet you there in the evening and we'll find some place to sleep.
Hey, Fulgrin, before you go,
Hey.
I've been meaning to ask you this for a minute. And I'll dig in my pack and I'll pull out like this long, it looks like the head of a really small scythe. And I will present it to him and say, I was wondering if you might be able to like integrate this material into a weapon. I don't know if you can or at least at the very least make it into a weapon. It'd make a good scythe at the very least, but if you could put it into something I've already got, I'd be willing to pay you for it.
Yeah, I can look into it. And he looks at it. What, for my sake, what is it?
That's the Abernath fingernail. That's the Ent fingernail.
Oh, okay. He's like, I Right, I'll take a look at it. Can't be sure. I can make probably a decent dagger out of it.
And then I'll pull out the pecan sword,
Mhm.
and I'll give it to him as well. Be like, if you can, it would be cool to integrate it into this. I understand you'd probably have to melt it down and remake it, but tell me what you can do, and we'll go from there.
Aye. And he hands them back and goes, once we're out of this city, I can set up my forge and see what I can make. But hold on to these for now. I have a
Okay.
few ideas. I want to go over them with you.
Restow it.
And he does hold on to the end fingernail, so he can
Okay.
tinker with it, familiarize himself with the material. Let's plan on 2 hours from now. Looks at the sun. Should put us just before sundown.
Meet you there.
Right. And he goes off, taking his cart with him. What do you guys want to do in Palengrove? You were approached by no guards. There was no wall, no gates. There are a number of shops. There's a signpost nearby that points to there's a city hall, entertainment district, the Merchants Guild. Is there anything you guys are looking for in particular, or just want to kill time until?
Is there anything that would indicate a historical district? The history of Palengrove? A
Not
library? Anything like that?
a library, yes. That's there's one towards the center of the city, so nearby where you would be meeting up with Folder anyway. And for the library,
I'll talk to the group before I go, and I don't know what y'all are up to, but I have research that I need to do.
Sounds good to me. I just need to find a way to make some more money. And I'll pat my pouch.
Well, if you can't, we can cover you.
I know how to do that.
Without stealing?
Is it stealing if they just lose it?
I guess there is a point there.
I'm good at finding things.
Oh God.
Maybe we don't find things for a little bit. Let's get settled into the city before we start looking.
okay.
Okay.
I will sod off towards the library.
All right.
That
Kai,
one's
what are
gonna
you?
follow Orelton.
Kai, Balder, Kai, what are you doing?
Kai is just honestly like he's not really there. He's just kind of following.
Okay.
If Orelton and Czar walked off, then I mean, lost in thought, just kind of standing in the same area, and then just him and Al. I think that's what I call you.
Better than Dur.
Aldi. Dur. Nope, your name is Dur. Aldi's just him and Aldi. Sorry, but what did you want to go do?
Oh, I'm just looking for ways to make some more coin. But no rush. Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm great.
Listen, I know that I don't know all of your history. Just the brief you've told me, but you survived. I know I can't imagine what you saw, but you're still here. If they were going to kill you, they would have.
Well, it's not that they were going to kill me. I mean, if they had the opportunity, I'm not sure they would try to torture me first. Just to get... Anyway, Money. Ways to make money in the city. Yeah, let's go do that.
Guess we'll keep an eye out for like a job board or something.
Okay. Yeah, if you're actively seeking it, moving in towards the center of town with Orelton and Gabi, it is as the buildings all go from stonework to made out of this glass material. It is opaque; you can't see through it, but even the ground is made out of this. Like it is seamless. There's all like it all seems to be one piece of glass.
Don't throw any rocks.
You notice a large building across from what is obviously a library. That a couple people are moving in and out of. It appears to be a city hall. A large fountain is between the two, in this kind of very nice, very ornate glass courtyard. But there is a board posting, which seems there are like wooden structures that just seem a little out of place, like a board. There's some benches and stuff that are put out. There are some that are made out of glass as well, but things that just wouldn't, where you can't pin stuff to glass. But there's a posting board that looks like there would be a few bounties, a couple different odds and ends that you'd be able to look at. And then across from that is a large library. No front doors, just open, vaulted entryway. And you see rows and rows of books.
Damn. Maybe Elton should have came here. Maybe he's in here. I don't know.
You know, you would all be walking together to this point. It would have been one of those like, hey, bye. And then
you
everybody
walk the
goes in the
same
same direction.
Hey, Aldi, see if they've got any bounties off in that direction. And he'll point towards the mountain. I'm just thinking 2 birds, 1 stone, you know?
Yeah. Understood.
All right. Bye for real this time, and I'll walk in the library.
Okay. Relton walking into the library, there's the shelves are all made of glass as well. There is not a wooden feature here, and there's a woman sitting on a glass bench behind a glass desk in the entryway. An older elven woman, noticeable enough that she has fine lines creasing her face. Oh, newcomers, you don't seem like the usual lot. Welcome. How can I help you today?
We're fresh into town, so you're spot on that one. I'm just looking to do some research into, well, I guess Palengrove itself, the surrounding area. You know, why did they settle here? What's that big mountain? Etc., etc.
Oh, of course. We have a number of books in the regional history, as well as some details of the mountain and the caverns within. Somewhat limited there. It's quite dangerous on the mountain, but
Sure.
you're welcome to peruse. Just take one of these, and she pulls out a little stone square from a bag that's at her side. Press your thumb against that. The crystal in the center.
I do so.
Perfect. And she hands it to you, and goes, this will allow you to remove the volumes from the displays. And it notifies me which books have been taken and when they've been put back. So,
Wonderful. And your section on lore and history.
Oh, yes, sorry. We use a gnomish decimal system to organize. And she points out one of the closer sections, a small row of books that have titles detailing eras and the town's history. Um, and then she goes,
Wonderful,
oh,
thank
and
you.
then the geography one is 4 rows down and 2 to the right.
4 and 2. Okay, I appreciate your help. And I will saunter off and start picking out books.
As that conversation is happening, Dobby got their face really close to the glass and realized that as you breathe, it like, and so they went, and then like started
Nice.
drawing in it.
Okay. Can I help you now? Just peering over the glass desk. Can I help you now?
And I'll
miss?
call back. Czar, we're going this way.
Okay, and I'm gonna go follow.
Okay.
Just like putting hands on everything as I walk by, nasty goblin hands, Prince.
Surprisingly,
like a
like
3-year-old.
the font, like steaming it and wiping it, like you were able to draw on it, but as you're leaving prints and stuff, it doesn't actually seem to leave any residue.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever.
Like, and it's one of like it's just it's not picking up oil or anything from your fingers.
So even the not washed chicken hands.
Not washed chicken hands. If you were to like spit on the ground, your spit would be there, but it is just not. There doesn't seem to be any.
Yeah,
friction.
Gobby's not necessarily trying to. Gobby's just
Trying to make a
being
mess, being
a
Gobby.
goblin.
All right. Will, I'll ask you for an investigation check here in just a moment as you search for information. Until then, approaching the job board, Kayat and Alder, there are a few odd job requests towards at least outside of the city. You have some bounties for goblin ears.
Uh-oh.
There's one for sorry, I lost my train of thought. The main one is there is a large bounty posted for a hydra that will pay a significant portion per head. The actual gold amount is not listed, but it does say a significant sum paid for each head of the hydra recovered.
I think for Czar's sake, we skip this one.
Why? Czar hates goblins.
Yeah. Might be a little awkward at turning though.
Yeah, I get it now. And I'm just gonna still notate how much it's worth.
It is 5 gold per year. And then the last one, there's 5,000 gold for the recovery of at least, or the information on what happened to an expedition that went into the mountains and hasn't returned. And it just notes that a bonus is to be paid upon return of the item the expedition sought.
So 5,000 for information, and then a bonus on top of that if you bring it. Okay.
If you figure if you're able to find what it is, worded kind of vague, like somebody doesn't want to be like, this is what they were going for. Go find it.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'll just grab that and kind of head over to the fountain. I don't have anything else that.
Okay.
As we get to the fountain, guy is gonna sit there for a little bit. Well, I guess you need some money. He pulls out the flute and looks at it for a minute. And he's gonna give it a shot at playing. He's not really into it though.
Okay. Give me a performance check with disadvantage.
19.
19. Orelton, did you roll your investigation check yet?
I did. It's 21.
21. You find a number of books. I don't know if you intend on spending the full 2 hours just here in the library. Quick rundown. The city of Palengrove was founded it's an older city. The only original structure is the Tower of Glass that originally the town was built up around, and over the years the glass has spread and turned any material, like not inorganic material or dead material, because it has converted like wood, has just slowly spread and turned the surrounding area into glass. And they note that it travels about 1.5 inches a year, as it slowly just converts anything touching it to glass. Nobody knows who originally constructed the tower. There is notes that it is the home of the current Viscount of Palengrove. There are a bunch of details, but you make out that there's like a staircase that leads up to the top of it, and a small like apartment that is just the traditional home of whoever leads the city at the time.
And that's at the top of the tower, right?
It is at the top of the tower.
Okay.
Is there anything specific you're looking for beyond just like general history?
Something that's not pertaining to general history, I would look for a book that is your alphabet basics, and I would put it in front of Czar and be like, if we're doing research, we're both doing research. And I'll open it up for him. Study that. And then I will, nope, this way.
What is?
Trust me, memorize all 26 of those, and it'll help you out in the future. And I am going to look for the information you just told me. Any lore, like legends, children's fairy tales, or actual history regarding the mountain. History on the city, I think we covered. And then, yeah, anything interesting about the region.
Okay. The mountain itself, most of what you find is that it's considered incredibly dangerous. There are some known like natural caverns that run through it, but any expeditions that have gone beyond a few 100 feet in don't end well. To the point that there are almost never any survivors. Expeditions are usually done to explore like the outside edge and make sure there's nothing that has like nested close to the town.
They don't give reasons or like causes of death of expeditions. They just go in and disappear.
Yeah, it's most of the ones that go in just disappear. A few conflicting stories have been written down about people that have seen creatures of fire. One person claimed that there was an illithid colony. One person saw a dragon. Like, the written accounts that they have are just wildly unconnected. There does not seem to be any rhyme or reason. For the mountain, and then it does note that there are like the atmospheric, like magical energy causes strange mutations in some of the creatures. Like there are strong animals that nest there, like hydras and rocks, that generally stay away from the city itself. It's not until you actually begin ascending the mountain that you begin encountering things like that. What were the other things? You have the mountain, the surrounding region. Again, it's the Pale Grove itself, for which Palengrove is named. Nothing dangerous exists within the Aspens, other than people. Like, monsters don't approach the city. Like anything seemingly more powerful than a wolf, not even dire wolves, seem to live within the aspens, which you notice extended for a few miles outside of the city in pretty much every direction. They don't know why. They think it's some sort of magical influence from the tower, but they don't have any quantifiable, like, this is exactly what it is. There are rumors of like a local, like, lesser god, somebody that arose and protects the town, but they're all local legends and myths.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Okay. Zara, are you Wizard, are you throwing everything you've got at learning your alphabet?
Or are you throwing the book?
I'm gonna get pretty bored real quick and wander and see if I can find anything on the ground. And see if I can smell anything weird.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, that's a nat 1.
There's a natural one.
Super bored.
Yeah. Now, the one thing you realize when you go to like approach the books is there's like a faint barrier of force that you can't actually get to the books. And so it's even the interesting things you might be able to touch, you're restricted to just skimming covers. There's no pictures on the edge bindings of any of the books. So
I try and bite it.
your teeth just kind of scrape against this invisible barrier.
Mm.
I have perfect
There's no
visualization
power
things.
here.
Power is an information, and I will set the book back down in front of her. Or them, sorry.
Try again. Quickly get bored and sneak out.
You hear a beautiful, haunting melody being played on a flute. Like, it's just the saddest fucking song begins floating in. And Wizard, as you sneak out of the library, do you leave the book behind? That
Yeah, it's useless crap.
Need it.
there is a crowd that is gathering, and you realize that Kaya is sitting at the edge of the fountain, playing this just haunting, sad tune. It has these like flitting crescendos that almost make you feel anxious. Like this whole thing, it's very inspiring of like running through the woods for your life and occasionally being torn apart. Just
You also
'Cause-
notice
oh, yeah.
that like there's falling leaves just happening all around Kaya as I cast Druidcraft.
Okay.
I would like to say one thing as Zar runs out of the library. I'm just going to glance over at them, and I will cast Clairvoyance with an invisible sensor that the location is directly above their head.
Okay. It works, but weirdly, you feel some sort of interference, and it is shifted slightly to just to the right of just above their head, and something else is shifted out of the way.
Fair enough.
And it clicks for you that somebody else has an active scrying sensor that is following Wizard around. And it falls into place. The reason that there's no guards is because there's no monsters and no wall, but they still have to like keep the peace somehow. So they just scan everybody that comes into town, surface thoughts, and scry on the people that might cause problems.
It's brilliant, really.
And so you have an active clairvoyance. It just is bunched slightly to the side from another active clairvoyance. Because it is just it's an invisible sensor, but not intangible, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least I don't think it's intangible.
We're locking it in that it's not full. It's not intangible. It's there is some sort of physical presence to it.
Relton will probably take just like a good 15-20 seconds and appreciate the brilliance that is just big brothering an entire town.
David, roll a D100 for me.
Okay. 31.
31. Throughout your playing and spending a good bit of time just playing away, you make 62 gold.
Aldi makes 62 gold.
Ollie, you have 62 gold.
Okay. I will sit, like, when he hands it to me, I'm just like, no, that was beautiful.
I'm fine. I don't need it.
Well, I'll hold on to it for you.
There's faint, like, just applause as people with, tears welling in their eyes, like, thank you for the music. Somebody walks up and goes, Are you performing in town?
No, I just it's kind of a side thing for me.
Oh, I apologize, since I know there's a troupe that's been performing the Soul of Malevolence, and I just assumed you were part of them. And they're one of the people that drops some, gives you some coins and be like, please, if you're staying in town, you could make a great sum by signing up with one of the troubadours.
No, I'll keep that in mind. Thanks.
Gotta go along. Bit of time goes by. You guys can talk about whatever you'd like before Foldrin pulls back up, his cart laden with seem like raw materials.
Gobby's just going to be collecting anything shiny that is not attached to anything. Shiny rocks, shiny anything.
Give me
In the
shiny trash. I won't require a roll for it. We'll say you get like 3 pieces of gold that are just like caught underneath, benches, some trash, a few, snacks that people have left on top of these weird like glass bins. Folder will eventually meet back up with you in a route that'd be similar to the time that you come out.
Okay.
You find what you're looking for.
A lot of good information. I don't know if it's exactly what I'm looking for, but I think old Baba was onto something. If there's anything weird around here, it's up there.
Well, we do have a bounty that direction if we want to knock it out as well. Not easy. Kind of vague. But talked about a Hydra.
Okay. I think we can take down a Hydra. I think.
Oh.
Waldron, what's your plan? Are you sticking around, staying in town?
My goal lies in there. I got what I need to make the key.
Okay. Well, anybody got a reason to stay here tonight?
Other than the fact that it's just getting late.
I mean, it does look pretty nice.
Yeah, and I guess one night in a nice bed before we go camp out on a very dangerous mountain doesn't sound too shabby. Let's go find somewhere to sleep.
I found a place. It's actually just called the Topaz. It's quite nice, a little on the nose. Just a short ways from here. It's I'll owe you this at least. Let me go get rooms set up, and one last night apiece on me.
Sounds good.
And he'll lead you, and he'll end up paying for everybody to have their own room, unless anybody wants to share. But he'll cover the expenses for meal and everything like that. What are you guys doing this night?
So, as throughout the day, if you've been like paying attention to what Kai has been doing, he hasn't necessarily been zoning out, but more it kind of watching everyone. Very cautiously. And I'm not talking about the group, I'm talking about just anyone around. Which is, I guess, part of the reason why he's been zoning out from the group. He's been paying attention to everyone but the group.
With that in mind, give me a perception check.
12.
12. Okay.
Pretty sure it's 12.
Nothing specific, nothing really out of the ordinary that you've seen.
Okay.
Odd glances from people that notice that you're just like staring at them. Okay.
Relton is probably pretty engaged in thinking about our endeavor tomorrow, and so he'll spend, unless there's, time spent with the group around the table or something like that, spend most of his time in his room, censure set up in the middle of the room, smoke filling it, and he'll be casting augury on a couple different paths, on the Hydra path, the Goblin path, and the trying to find the expedition path.
Okay. I just give you the feeling you get. The Goblin path and Hydra path give you like faint positive vibes, not anything like out of the ordinary. Like unlikely anything bad is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
The expedition path is the one that gives you a very good feeling. You don't feel like anything bad's going to happen if you pursue any of the paths, or well, specifically, you don't feel like anything very good is going to happen if you go after goblins or the Hydra. Probably make some money. The most beneficial path is the expedition. That's the strongest feeling you get.
Okay. And that's all I got for the night.
Yeah, because augury gives you like a yes/no kind of vibe, right? Like it's just
Gives
a vibe
you,
check.
yeah, good results, bad results, or wheel and woe for both good and bad results. Or nothing. It can also give you nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, so very faint good results for the Hydra and Goblins. Wheel and woe for the expedition.
Okay.
Did Gabi hear anything about the play?
That would have been brought up kind of towards the end as you approach. So yeah. What was it? The Soul of Malevolence?
Soul of Malevolence, yeah.
Well, so actually, I believe Zara was out there good ways before Elton was. So
Yeah. And so, yeah, Wizard would have absolutely heard that is being shown in the entertainment district.
That's where Gabi's going. Where Wizard's going.
That is where Wizard's going.
Alder's not gonna let Gabi or Wizard go anywhere by themselves. So he will join Wizard.
Is that information that's being relayed, or are you all two just scurrying off?
Well, you still got clairvoyance up as well.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I'd relay that, like, at some point we would have talked like, hey, we shouldn't leave Wizard alone.
Who's on
As you
Wizard
look
duty
over
tonight?
and Wizard's
Yeah.
pulling fish bones out of a garbage can.
I will join Aldi, and I will drag Bauer along, because Mr. Prolonged eye contact with strangers probably needs to get out for the night.
This one's that's where we need to go. And then wherever I'm assuming there's like a line of people trying to get in or things like that. Yes? No? Or is it too early?
So you kind of later it's late afternoon, so you show up as people are like being let in, and it is a huge glass amphitheater, and again a big colored banner that says "The Soul of Malevolence." Um, all the employees are wearing like flowing cloaks with, intricate magical symbols etched into it, and masks. And there's kind of this. They're all doing that like haunted house, like overdoing like the creepy aspect, ushering people in. Tickets are 5 copper each.
Wizard does not pull everybody towards the line, but towards the backstage. As best as where they might be able to sneak in. No, we go this way. This is how you get the best seats.
You know they let you in the front, right?
But you don't get to see everything in the front.
But it's designed for the front, like not from behind.
Yeah, that's where you see the show is from the front.
But I always
Tells the
saw it
story.
from the back.
You want to try it from the front this time? I think they have food in there.
Okay.
Yeah, try it this way. And we'll go up the front and all put together, 20 copper or whatever it is.
Okay. Yeah. 20 copper, 2 silvers, gets you all in. An extra copper a piece if you'd like a bucket of popcorn.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
Splurge
how-
and
Treat
Night.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anybody who wants their own popcorn, it's a copper. There are also like food vendors and stuff going around. Fuldrin did not accompany you, by the way. That's but you're all sat with food and snacks.
As we go in, Gabi does have like the hood of their cloak up. It's not like turned on or anything, but their hood is up and keeping their head down.
Okay. You all find your way to your seats and sit, and after a few minutes, the lights go down. And you are the entire building is made of glass, and there are magical lights that are kind of orbiting around. Somebody's cast dancing lights, and you paying attention, you see a couple young individuals who are actually like actively manipulating the dancing lights. They're wearing all black and have like black masks covering their face. The stagehands. There's a pit, and an orchestra kind of begins to play, striking up a somber song.
As that's happening, Kaya's actively trying not to watch the show and trying to focus on his surroundings.
Okay. Kai, give me a perception check.
That was not bad. 15?
15. Da, da, da.
Da, da, da.
Nope.
Da, da,
Nothing.
da.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've got to make sure I got this ready. For those of you that are watching the show, lights go out, and a dim light covers the stage, and an eerie mist begins to enshroud it. A figure cloaked in black robes steps forward, his eyes gleaming. He raises a gnarled staff adorned with sinister magical symbols, and speaks with a voice that sends shivers down the spine of all who listen. Behold, mortals, and tremble before the darkness that stands before you. I am he who wields the power of the abyss, the master of shadows, the architect of despair. I am Malakar, the malevolent, the harbinger of chaos and ruination.
Alder's gonna look over at Orelton.
Relton's looking at Czar.
Czar is mouthing every single word that comes out of anybody's mouth on stage.
And yeah, I'm not going to go through an entire play for you guys.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
But the show is a little ham-fisted, but a very like high quality performance of this tale of an evil wizard who rises to power, and uh, you know, and it is not like it is one of those the bad guy is the hero of of the tales. They make him kind of likable, but it's very much like an evil wizard's rise to power and taking over the land. Um, it proceeds through. You laugh, you cry. There's romance and comedy. It's a very well written play, but you've heard a number of these lines, and again, Gabi is just mouthing along. If they're not eating, they're and sometimes not mouthing, like actively saying the lines along with people. You get a couple shh.
What was the wizard's name? Was it Malachi?
It was
Malachi the
Malachar.
Malevolent?
Malachar the Malevolent. Harbinger of chaos and ruination, the architect of despair, and the master of shadows, he who wields the power of the abyss.
Noted. Earl
Eventually,
won't say anything on the way home, but we'll have a big goofy smile on his face.
I
I'd
was
say,
say, go ahead.
go ahead.
No,
I was
you
gonna
got
say
it.
when they leave, Wizard's gonna say, that Beth did not get their lines right. It was supposed to be, and then we'll like quote what it was supposed to be.
And Aldi's just gonna look over at Zar and be like, "Well, Zar, it looks like people are already telling stories of you."
Of me? That's Malachar.
Well, they changed the name, but I thought it was the same speech you gave us, no?
Well, that's how wizards talk. No
Every
idea
wizard
that,
I've known has
stealing is not right.
the eye
every wizard I've
you just turned his head and his eyes stayed in one spot for a whole like half a they just did not move with you.
It's concerning. Yeah, every wizard I've ever talked to has the exact same monologue.
Yeah. That's where I learned it.
Definitely.
Where did you learn yours?
Well,
Uh,
I'm not a wizard.
I'm not a wizard.
Well, then how did you learn to introduce yourself?
By my name. I believe my mom taught me. Hi, I'm O'Relton, and I'll extend out my hand to Zar.
I don't have it pulled up, but then Zar starts to go into the I am the Malevolent!
It's wordy, but we can work on it.
Anything else y'all are getting up to tonight?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. You get back to your rooms. Did any of you not sleep?
Hi.
Give me a Constitution saving throw. You will not get the +5 because your room won't
I'm
be
in my own
within
room.
30 feet of.
That one wasn't great, but it's 11.
Okay. Do you want to fall asleep or take one level of exhaustion?
Take exhaustion.
One level of exhaustion.
Are these beds raised off the ground, or are they like mats on the floor style?
They're raised off the ground. Like these are beds. If you look, you can see a section of the room where there is like broken glass, like where it's not even. Where there at one point was a bed that was turned to glass that had to be like chiseled off so it could be replaced with an actual like wooden bed with a mattress and not just a glass slab.
wizard's gonna sleep under the bed
Okay.
and pull all of the like blankets and things off and stuff it underneath and turn it into a little nest.
Okay.
It honestly
Alder?
sounds comfy as fuck.
Yeah, right. It's like a fort.
Anything from Alder?
Nope, he's just gonna get a good night's rest. He feels pretty comfortable.
Okay. Your thoughts, Alder, do drift back to the grove. A tremendous tree growing above you. It feels normal. But you feel a pulse. Bark begins to break away. And you see blackened veins running through the wood underneath. Fruit and leaves begin to fall, rotting before they hit the ground. Poof, poof, all around you. You look and you go to catch one, and you realize that your own skin has black veins running through it. Your skin cracked and bleeding. Close your eyes, and you open, and the grove is normal again. Whole pieces of fruit on the ground. The wind moves, and a few leaves fall. Before you all wake up in the morning, except for Kaya, who never fell asleep.
When I wake up, I'll just check my hands over and make sure everything's cool. Nothing's
Everything's fine.
wrong, and-
It was a nightmare, but you don't know if it was doesn't seem like anything like what Kaya went through. Just you had a normal nightmare.
Just meet everybody down in the food area.
And I'm going to say it is pretty obvious. Kaya's eyes, he has bags under his eyes. And then just so you're aware, that is disadvantage on all ability checks, David.
So just to kind of go over it, throughout the night, he's been working on a few things, just trying to keep his mind off of whatever, but specifically trying to be more aware of his surroundings. Counting like the number of tiles in the room, counting, however many shiny spots in the glass there are. I don't know.
Yeah.
But or any deficiencies in it. And just kind of being meticulous about his surroundings, if anything's changed at any point in time. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got you. I got you. I imagine Takai especially seeing the glass kind of begin to illuminate as the sun hits it is a welcome sight. Meet up in the morning. Foldrin, who he's not necessarily the first one up, but will eventually meet you, and he walks over with just a food plate piled high with food. Not really sure when we're going to get another good meal like this one. So, what's the plan? We have a direction, and I have what I need if what we seek is there. And he kind of is looking over his shoulder, making sure nobody's listening.
Did the thing about the information on missing party have any indication of what the missing party was, or is that something like we need to go talk to somebody to get more information?
It was pretty limited. There is a name on the order or on the request for a Bertio Inalgan.
Bercio Analgin.
Yep. Bercio and Elgin.
Okay.
Who's an and then it has an antique shop in town. If you'd like to go find information, or try to get more information, but it does have a detail that it's one of the, it's a private party that was contracted to map out a specific area of the mountain that hasn't returned.
Were we thinking getting more information on this expedition, which is absolutely the only reason we're heading to the mountain, or just heading in?
I mean, it'd be nice to have some more information, know where we should start.
Or who we're looking for? Okay. Then pack it away and we'll go talk to Bercio, I guess. I know, we'll start cramming his face.
Okay. Yeah, after breakfast going, it's not difficult to find the antique shop. And entering, there's a number of curiosities. It is outside of the glass district, so you are in a stone building, dimly lit with hooded lanterns just all about. And a halfling, a surprisingly young-looking halfling, greets you as you enter. He goes, "Oh, welcome, welcome. What can I get for you? Is there anything you seek in particular? Do you just want to browse? Everything's negotiable."
I think Alder here's got some questions for you. You don't happen to have a bathroom by chance, do you?
Oh, I do, just around the back there.
Great,
Mind
thanks.
the
I'll be right
clock.
back.
Yes, we saw a posting, and is Bercio around?
Oh, that's me. The job. Yes. I thought I'd put everything in the request. That's you can find the crew I hired. I'll pay you, and if you have what they were looking for, I'll pay you more.
Yeah. Do you have a general area that they were starting to explore that we could maybe see if we could get a lead on them?
Oh, right. There was a new cavern that was discovered a few weeks back, and I was paying for them to just map out the interior of that. It's the map that I'm looking for. But if you have anything else of interest on the person, of course I'll pay more for that. If you return with the map, especially if it's completed, I'll pay you the other half of their contracted sum, which was 2,500 gold pieces, for a total of 7,500 in total. Plus a small finder's fee for anything else. It's assumed that they're dead. But if they're
Yes.
not, I won't be able to pay you for the map. But I will pay you for recovering them.
Yeah.
Can I do, not that it's going to go well, an insight check on his, specifically he said, oh yes, just the map, but if you find anything else of interest,
Yeah, go ahead and make your insight check with disadvantage.
Well, it's a 10 and that's a 3. That's a 3.
3. I mean, it is definitely an odd way to phrase that, but you don't know if it's just because he's odd or what it might be.
And I'll just kind of keep prodding and just say, do you know how many of them were in the party that we
There
might be
were
looking for?
5 of them, 2 dwarves, an elven mage, and 2 humans.
Okay, so not just typical people having a mage along with them.
No, they were a band of adventurers. And they were looking for work. Took this on my. You seem a bit more capable. The big guy that went in the bathroom, especially, he seems quite dangerous.
He's just a big softy.
Sure.
I heard that.
Sure.
So I almost took down the clock, but I managed to miss it.
Thank you. that's one that we've been trying to fix for the last 2 generations.
So
Don't let me interrupt.
a map is
A map?
your main concern, not people.
Well, I mean, if you can recover them, great. But I mean, I'm not going to set unrealistic expectations. They've been gone for 5 days now. Supposed to be a pretty brief excursion.
Okay. And I'd like to roll an insight now that
Yep, go ahead, go
I've
for
got
it.
that. A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. He is less interested in the map than he is the people. That's you're picking up on what David is going for before, which is there was something else they were looking for. He doesn't want to even express interest, but it's enough he's willing to. He's paying a substantial amount of money to hopefully get it back without drawing suspicion to the actual thing.
Gotcha. So the map is a cover, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, do you guys have any other questions? I think we're good.
This whole
Oh.
time, Gabi Wizard has been looking at all the shiny, beautiful things in this antique shop.
Okay.
And
Imagine that.
guess what Wizard is gonna try and do?
The second that like actually stealing an item and like you go to grab it, you do begin to glow brightly.
And I know, and I see that.
Oh,
I
you must be
activate
new in
my
town. Don't touch anything. And your cloak just turns you intangible, right?
Just ethereal, yeah.
It's ethereal. So you still glow. You're not invisible. You just ha, keep an eye on your friend. It's- those watching them must have detected some ill intent towards my goods.
Means use our put it back.
But it's shiny.
How
it's
much
out
is
in
that
the
shiny
open.
over there?
What is it she's looking at? And it's what you found
It's
is
bottom
a series.
shelf. So.
It's a little like glass case. It's like a wooden box with a glass front, and it has just like a single gold coin on it, with a printing of a face that Zara you don't recognize. Goes, oh, it's a collectible coin. 15 gold pieces for it.
Sure. I'll hand over the 15 gold.
That's
Thank you
more
very
gold
much.
than I have.
Well, now you have one more gold piece. A collectible gold coin of unknown origin.
Zara's going to act like very, very happy.
Please, you're
Pull
welcome
out
to
the case,
cruise.
throw the case to the side, and just keep the gold coin.
Maybe we should get going.
Yeah.
Best of luck. I hope to see you again soon. Be careful. Whatever it is surely must have been quite dangerous.
I hope we can get your map back.
I do too. Rolling a previous insight. Bullshit. Does not care about the map at all. Just glad somebody's going to go look.
And I'll pat Zar out the door, making sure they follow.
Okay. It is here on the road outside of Palengrove, up to the mountain, where numerous dangers await, as well as potentially a key object on your quest. I think we're going to leave it there because anything else would take longer than I think the time we have left. Thank you all for hanging out. We're going to be back Thursday for more video games, next Sunday for more of this. We will see you next time on Easy Dispel.